Tales from the World's Firesides. I'm Clive Gilson, the story guy, and today I'm telling a traditional seer tale from a story collected by Katharine Berry Judson in Myths and Legends of California and the Old Southwest, which was originally published by A.C. McClurg and Company, Chicago in 1912. Today's story is Spider's Creation. Spider's Creation. In the beginning, long, long ago, there was but one being in the lower world. This was the spider, Susisdinaco. At that time there were no other insects, no birds, animals, or any other living creature. The spider drew a line of meal from north to south and then crossed it with another line running east to west. On each side of the first line, north of the second, he placed two small parcels. They were precious, but no one knows what was in them except for Spider. Then he sat down near the parcels and began to sing. The music was low and sweet, and the two parcels accompanied him by shaking like rattles. Then two women appeared, one from each parcel. In a short time, people appeared and began walking around. Then animals, birds, and insects appeared, and the spider continued to sing until his creation was complete. But there was no light, and as there were many people, they did not pass about much, for fear of treading upon each other. The two women first created were the mothers of all. One was named Utset, and she was the mother of all seer people. The other was now Utset, and she was the mother of all other nations. Now while it was still dark, the spider divided the people into clans, saying to some, "You are of the corn clan, and you are the first of all." To others he said, "You belong to the coyote clan," and so he divided them into their clans, those clans being the bear, the clan of the eagle, and all of the other clans. Now after Spider had nearly created the earth, that he called Ha'arts, he thought it would be well to have rain to water it, so he created the cloud people, the lightning people, the thunder people, and the rainbow people, and they were to work for all of the peoples of Ha'arts. Spider then divided his creation into 6 parts, and each had its home in a spring in the heart of a great mountain, upon whose summit was a giant tree. One was in the spruce tree on the mountain of the north, another lived in the pine tree on the mountain of the west, while another lived in the oak tree on the mountain of the south. One lived in the aspen tree on the mountain of the east, with the fifth living in the cedar tree on the mountain of Zenith, and the last lived in an oak on the mountain of the Nadir. The spider divided the world into 3 parts, these being Ha'arts, or the earth, Tinea, the middle plane, and Huaka, the upper plane. Then the spider gave Tinea, the middle plane, to those people of the clouds and the rainbow. Now, it was still dark, but the people of Ha'arts made houses for themselves anyway by digging in the rocks and the earth. They couldn't build houses as they do now because they could not see, of course. In a short time, though, Utset and now Utset talked much to each other, saying, "We will make light so that our people can see. We cannot tell the people now, but tomorrow will be a good day, and the day after tomorrow will also be a good day." This meant that their thoughts were good. So they spoke with one tongue, and they said, "Now all is covered with darkness, but after a while we will have light." Then these two mothers, being inspired by Susisdinaco, the spider, made the sun from white shell, turquoise, redstone, and abalone shell. After making the sun, they carried him to the east and camped there, since there were no houses. The next morning they climbed to the top of a high mountain and dropped the sun down behind it. After a time, he began to ascend, and when the people saw the light, they were very happy. When the sun was far off, his face was blue, but as he came nearer, his face grew brighter. Yet the people did not see the sun himself, but only the large mask which covered his whole body. Now the people saw that the world was large and the country beautiful, and when the two mothers returned to the village, they said to the people, We are the mothers of all. The sun lighted the world during the day, but there was still no light at night. So the two mothers created the moon from a slightly black stone, many kinds of yellow stone, turquoise and a red stone, so that the world might be lighted at night. But the moon travels slowly and did not always give light. So then the mothers created the star people and made their eyes of sparkling white crystal that they might twinkle and brighten the world at night. When the star people lived in the lower world, they were gathered into beautiful groups. They were not scattered about as they are now in the upper world. Okay, that's the story of spider creation. As I say, it's a seer tale, and it's, I think, quite significant in the traditions of the seer, a Pueblo people of the American Southwest, and specifically, I think, from the region that is now New Mexico, if my research is correct. This tale is rich in cultural symbolism, as always, and plays an important role in the seer worldview. Spider, often referred to as Spider Woman or Grandmother Spider, is depicted as a creator figure. She's responsible for the creation of the world and various aspects of life within it. Now, as ever, my main aim with these stories is to tell those stories that might otherwise be forgotten or lost to modern readers, especially for readers outside of the originating cultures. These tales help us to share our cultures and then maybe make the world a little less complex. This tale appears in my book Johanna A, which contains around 85 traditional legends and folk tales from the peoples of the southwestern region of what is now North America. Johanna A is available in hardback, paperback and ebook formats from all good retail and online bookstores. If you've enjoyed the story, you can find out more about me, Clive Gilson, the story guy, and the Tales from the World's Firesides project at clivegilson.com. And there's also dedicated Facebook and YouTube channels in the banners at the bottom of the screen. I'd really appreciate it if you could hit the like button. Obviously, that helps to keep these stories front and centre and keeps us in publication. There's nearly 100 or so stories now up on the channels, and more every week. That's it for now, though. So until next time, keep reading, listening, and watching, and stay inspired.